Alright, back we are once again. Welcome to the post-game. Probably one of two, one of three. We'll see how many streams it takes to do all the post-game stuff of Colosseum. I do want to show as much as I can. A lot of the stuff, though, takes a while. And so, some of the stuff, I'm not going to say I'll, do it off screen. I might, skip part of it. Like, for example, doing the 100 floors of Mount Battle, I might just, skip to floor 90 and just do the last 10, because watching 100 battles, most of which are just going to be flattening my opponents that are, a third of my level, is just going to be like, well, it was funny the first time, 30 times in, 60 times in, 90 times in, not quite as much. But we'll see what we can get through today. At the very least, I want to be able to catch a good chunk of the Shadow Pokemon that we have left. So, let's go ahead and get started here. So first and foremost, the only thing that I did off screen between whence last we played and today, they seem to have found me. That's weird because I picked some up yesterday. I did get a few more berries from him. In fact, it might have only been one. And he gave me, I believe, a Pecha Berry. But this is what he's given us thus far. It's not exactly anything altering or life-changing or what have you, but that is what he's given us thus far. I'm going to leave the area and come back and see if he does give me anything. Now that I'm thinking on it, I did pick one up at about 7:30-ish yesterday. I don't know if it resets after 24 hours or if it's just waiting to roll over to the next day. If it's waiting to roll over to the next day, then it should allow me to get it right now. But if it actually does have a 24-hour clock on it, then I'm not going to be able to grab this. But, again, not the end of the world. So I hope to get a decent chunk of this done today. I mentioned it at least on Discord, but for anybody that's coming here from Twitter, from Facebook, probably not from Facebook, but I post stuff there anyway, just in case. Yeah, no, okay. If I do get to a point where I get to something where I'm like, yeah, this is going to take a fair amount of time, and I don't have time before work, because I do need to leave a little over 2 hours from now-ish. But if that does happen, and we kind of get to a point where it's like, well, I think this is going to take 30 minutes, and we've got 25 minutes where I really just don't want to push that time limit, then we'll hop onto another game, just something I kind of feel like playing. We'll see if that happens. It may not happen, so who knows? Regardless, like last time, I did purify or get the heart gauge completely lowered for all the Pokemon that we picked up, which is, yeah, it is just the final 7 ones that you can get in the main part of the story mode. So what you get from Gonzap with the Skarmory, the 4 trainers that have the Absol, the Miltank, the Houndoom, and the Tropius, and then the Metagross from What's-His-Face, and the Tyranitar from the actual final boss. Must be a little bit faster just withdraw like this. And let me tell you, did the Metagross and the Tyranitar take a lot of time to get the heart gauge lowered for. I do want to actually show something off here in a second. And I can completely credit this one to Choga Conroy because I did not know about this one at all. But yeah, there's the 60 hours, which is why it took me so long. The best way to get my Tyranitar's heart gauge down, once I figured out what the nature was to put it in the daycare and then walk around. Something that you can do in order to make that go faster is there are certain areas in the game, for example, like this, where if you walk against it, you notice the screen kind of vibrates a little bit. So what you can do, and I will actually do this, even if you can't see it, is you can unplug your GameCube controller. This works for an actual GameCube or for Wii. And then what you want to do is hold up while it is not plugged in. What this is going to do is whenever you plug it in, it's going to register the default spot of the controller, because it's going to think the controller, the circle stick, is right in the center. So when you plug it in, and then you let go, it's going down, because it's going from top to middle, so it thinks that it's going down. And this actually does count towards your steps, so if the fastest way for any of your Pokemon is to purify it either through putting it in the center and walking around, or just walking around with it normally, this is a very easy way to do this. You can just leave it like this, come back in an hour, and they'll all be ready to go. So, just wanted to point that out. It is a very easy way to purify something a little bit more quickly if you don't want to take the time to use them in battle, go through Mount Battle. If you don't want to do any stuff like that, and you've got the time to kill, you can just have it off in the background somewhere, play something else, and that will completely and totally work. Another spot you can do it, I believe, is right here. Yeah, you can do it right there as well. But I just prefer the other one that I just shut off because it's right next to the entrance. Super easy to get to. You can just do that. And you can do that, I mean, there definitely is other spots. But for that one in particular, like, as soon as you get to a Git village, or Agate village, or Agate village, however you want to pronounce it, if you got a Pokemon, like earlier in the game when you do that, if you have a Pokemon that you want to get purified, if you have the capability to purify them, you could just do that. Like, you don't need to wait any longer, other than, like, you know, waiting for that actual time. But in terms of waiting for the story, if you just want to do it right then and there, you don't have to go through more Pyrite or wherever you are at that point, then yeah, you absolutely don't have to. You can just do that, and it'd be a different way to do it. The only downside to doing that, of course, is if you cared about getting experience while they were Shadow Pokemon, you're obviously not going to get any experience by doing that. I obviously did go through Mount Battle, which is why I'm getting experience points. The main reason for that was for the additional points from Mount Battle, in case I wanted to buy anything. I have not bought anything there, but I just kept rotating between... I was starting at the very beginning and going up to floor 30, and then just repeating that over and over. And the only reason I didn't go higher, even though most of these Pokemon are sitting around, like, at worst, mid-40s, at highest, mid-50s, the only reason that I didn't go higher up there was because of using Shadow Rush, having, you know, like, limited moves, stuff that I wouldn't typically keep on Pokemon. You know, if they go into Hyper Mode, then you lose that turn, you have to call them to get the heart gauge lowered, so you're wasting 2 turns by doing that. So, didn't want to have to deal with that. Having a Shadow Pokemon faint or anything like that, as far as I'm aware, does not, like, make the heart gauge harder to open or doesn't add anything back. It's not like an actual happiness evolution where it will negatively affect your experience using it. Which is a plus, because that would kind of be a pain in the butt. And I'd really just rather not deal with that. You got a ribbon! Congrats! And penultimately, let's get this Metagross. Like always, I am going to take the hold items off of all the Shadow Pokemon, and either keep them in storage because I don't want them filling in my inventory, or use them on a Pokemon if I see it fit. Metagross gets Hyper Beam, and it actually does get a level up. Mostly because it had to go through way more battles than the rest of these guys did. Houndoom and Tropius and Absol in particular were all pretty easy to lower the heart gauge for, at the very least, compared to Tyranitar Metagross. Miltank wasn't too terribly bad. Skarmory wasn't too terribly bad, but Tyranitar Metagross, oh my gosh, they made me work for it. So you can get the Sharp Beak and the Metal Coat, which is for flying and steel moves respectively. I don't know if Tyranitar has anything. We'll find out in a second. I'm going to go ahead and move Quillfish out of the way here. Might as well try to keep them in some semblance of an order here. Of course, I'll have to move these over in a second, because technically the first one you got of all of these is Skarmory, because Gonzep is before that. Sort of Elite Four? I mean, it kind of feels like it's the closest this game will get to an Elite Four, is going through that gauntlet, and then the last two are sort of the shared champions. So what's my team now? Nothing has changed at all. The only thing that I did off screen was just get a couple more berries from the guy that gives you berries daily. So this is what our berries look like now. 2 Chestos, a Pecha, a Rouse, 2 Citrus, and 1 Aguave. Other than that, it stayed entirely the same. Obviously, I'm purifying all these shadows, so I did lower their heart gauges. But for our actual main team, nothing else changed. I didn't gain any levels. I didn't choose to learn or not learn any moves. They stayed completely the same. I did take a look at the post-game, but only more about the actual levels that things were to see if I was over-leveled, under-leveled, etc. And honestly, it looks like we're fine. I don't think that's going to be an issue. So we should be perfectly good on that point. I'll go ahead and take that nugget off of Tyranitar. I assume that doesn't do anything for a Tyranitar. It's just some money, I guess. Money's not too terribly hard to come by in this game, though, so... I mean, really, no big loss if you choose to just leave it on him. But we'll take it, just for the heck of it. Might as well go ahead and show this off. This is how many points I have now. It's not that big of a difference, but yeah, 11,100. So, enough to buy, a couple things from the Mount Battle store if I really wanted to. But again, I did not actually buy anything from the store. Those were just points I added, but no new TMs, nothing like that. Didn't do any other Colosseums. I figured I'd save those for post-game because we still have not done the one for the Under or the Deep Under. We can't get to the Deep Under one just yet, but we probably will be able to by the end of the day. But for the time being, let's go ahead and pull our team back out here. As I'm doing this, I might as well go ahead and mention, now that I finished up Platinum, I went to Soul Silver and made a little bit of progress on that while I was at work the other day. I just finished getting all the routes taken care of after you get cut, so I've gotten 2 badges now at this point. And just kind of going through all the routes, so nothing too terribly special. Alright, so that leaves, if I'm correct, if I remember correctly, 6 more Shadow Pokemon. 2 of which are going to be the starters that we did not snag from Bluno and Verde way back when. So, in case anybody does not remember, and thankfully I somehow did, the last thing we got was a message from Sek in Pirate Town. Pyrite, not the Under, because I've made that mistake before. So they say that there's a suspicious person in Pyrite, and that they want to have us come over there so they can talk to us in person about it. 53, 54, 6, 7, 5. I'm going to try to just keep these in order a little bit, just so I know who needs to stay at the front. Everybody's still pretty evenly leveled, though, so not too big of a difference. Alright. I don't actually remember the last time we went to Pirate. It has been a while. I think the last time we were in Pirate might have been the last episode, but it was the very beginning of the episode, whenever I wanted to show off that that boss fight against Miracle B. I don't think we've been here since, though. I love how those have the same noise as, a normal door. Is it you? Yeah, here we go. There's this rogue called Kale that hangs out by the entrance. It sounds like Kale recently battled this creepy trainer. They say the trainer used a weird Pokemon. You should have a talk with Kale. Gee, I wonder if he'll battle me in order for me to get the information again. As a side note, since obviously that was sarcasm, if you did not pick up his ferret, I guess this is another chance to be able to do that. I'm curious if his team's gotten any stronger. I would assume yes, because the last time you fought, yeah, much stronger. I was going to say, because the last time that you fought him, he was much lower level than 50s. He was, hanging around in the 30s, I think. Maybe not even that high. Which is funny, because that means his team is stronger, at least level-wise, than the final boss's is. He probably doesn't have a full team, though. Maybe he does, I don't know. Nah, he's only got 4, but still, level-wise, he is stronger. That's kind of funny. I know the Gardevoir is going to cause more of a problem. But that said, I just think with this current setup, it's going to be easier to eliminate Granbull than it will be Gardevoir. Well, if I'd known it was going to do that much damage... oh, well, no, we're good. I was going to say I probably wouldn't have used Hydro Pump because I didn't want it to miss, but we're good, so... Sweet. I love how its jaw just dehinges like that. Alright, what else do you got? You gotta shift... Oh, that's... yeah. I'm pretty sure Coolfish is gone here, so yeah. There just wasn't a good way to deal with that with what I started with compared to getting rid of Granbull. Because Espeon, at best, could have done Return, but bear in mind, I could have used Physicals on it, but they did just take that Intimidate, so that would have caused a problem as well. So I figured it was just easier to deal with Granbull, and once I lost somebody, trade him out and get something that might be a little bit more effective. Let's just see how it does, I guess. I'm kind of curious. Yeah, not very effective. Psychic probably would have done better despite the resistance just because of the Twisted Spoon, same type attack bonus. It probably still would have done more, but I don't think there was just a very effective way to deal with it in general at that point in time. Man, look at that special attack, +5, very nice. Almost up to 200 on that. Now that I can deal with. I don't think all the light screens in the world are going to save that Machamp from a psychic attack, sorry. Since it is the lowest level of what we have that's still alive, let's go ahead and send it out here. And no, I'm not going to be an idiot and poison that Gardevoir. I'm fully aware that there's a very good chance it will have Synchronize and just poison me right back. Oh, well, I appreciate you damaging your ally with that. That's probably going to do the most damage to Gardevoir, actually. Should probably take the most of that. Well, with a critical hit, yeah. Okay, that works. Thanks. Make my job easier. Really go with whatever you want at this point. We're pretty much good now. Hit it with Swift or Return, it would still die in one hit. Just doesn't have that much left in it. I find it interesting that he has, like, Shift Tree, Machamp, like all these other, like, kind of tough / scary Pokemon, and then just, like, Gardevoir. It's not like a horrible team comp, all things. Like, he's got pretty decent type coverage compared to the idiots that just throw out 6 Magikarps or anything like that. That trainer, he used a Shadow Bayleaf. Oh, he can keep it then, I don't want it. Oh, the Snag 'em hideout, though. Alright, well. Nah, we'll just go somewhere else to heal. We'd have to go all the way to the end and all the way back. Nah. Effort. So yeah, now Snag 'em hideout is there, but first, let's go and heal. Since he actually did manage to knock out one of my team members. Plus, we get to enjoy how Fennec looks. This is one of my favorite areas in this game. It always looks really nice, but I always love any area that's got, like, flowing water and it looks nice and pretty. As long as you don't have to, you know, deal with some Ocarina of Time water temple junk and actually, like, raise and lower the water level or the water lowers your speed or something. But if it's like a little oasis thing like this, then I love it. And yeah, we'll leave it like that. You know, I never did actually take those items out. How are we doing? Yeah, I think I'm going to put some of this stuff up just because I don't want to have a too bad the bag is full situation here. Is anybody not carrying an item? No. Let's take a look here. Poison barb. So I picked up one for steel and for flying, so I don't think anybody can make use of either of those. Nope. Alright, so yeah, let me go ahead and put those back in the PC real quick. It feels like this game in particular has a really bad, too bad the bag is full syndrome. It feels like you can't hold as much here as you could in even Ruby or Sapphire. That could be my imagination, I'm not sure, but it sure feels like it. We'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. We'll probably get rid of that. Macho. I might hang on to the Macho Brace, but yeah, this isn't as bad here. I need to use up that Lemonade at some point, and that'll take care of one more slot there. But we'll deal with that in a little bit. Not that big of a difference, but might as well. As if Kale was some super fearsome opponent that I just barely managed to overcome or something like that. Admittedly, I didn't think he'd be that high leveled. I figured he'd be like a little bit lower than, you know, the last two fights against Nascor and Escade or Escade or whatever you want to call him. The fat dude. That actually genuinely scared me. It was more the vibration of the controller rather than the actual noise, but still. Bayleaf Trainer. Hey, big guy. Yeah, thanks. We already knew about the Shadow Bayleaf. So yeah, his name's Verde, but I may have already spoiled that for you. Ooh. Gimme. Oh, Max Elixir. Yeah, well, that's disappointing. So inside of this area, excuse me. Oh, well, there's a save station right there. I should know about that. You'll notice that a lot of these trainers, A, fall from the sky, and B, already recognize you. This is a chance to pick up a lot of shadow Pokemon from these people if you did not pick them up before. So if there's some that you missed out on, you might have a chance at finding them here. I don't remember what this guy in particular had, but I know this is an opportunity to pick them up if you need to. Yeah, see, notice how they're, like, back down to the levels I was expecting, like 55, 51, which is why I was surprised by 57, 58 with Kale. I don't know why, but I just don't want to have that. Like, just something about having that fortress just seems like a bad idea. Even with, like, Ninjask doing stuff like that, I just feel like the longer that I leave Fortress on the field, the more of a problem it's going to cause. Or it could just die in one hit. That works, too. Between being 4 levels above it, same type attack bonus, Twisted Spoon, and a critical hit, I'm pretty sure that'd be enough to kill about anything. Oh, he just barely survived that. I'm just going to serve, because that'll be enough to take it out and do that. Okay, cool. Or Espeon could just die in one hit, sure. I know it's weak to Bug, but still, man. It is weird between the two starters you have that they share one type weakness, and of all things, it's Bug. It's just so weird. Like, Bug trainers don't really come up that often in this game. In a normal Pokemon game, you'd see them a ton at the beginning, typically, whenever you're going through a forest area, but this game, not really. I'm assuming whatever Shadow Pokemon this dude had at one point, it must have been a Bug, apparently. Yeah, I'll just kill the Ninjask. I don't want him hanging around. It's not good for business, you know? Just not good. Oh, right, that's one of those, like, raises all... or has a chance to raise all stats. I forgot about that. Let me guess, on the one that hasn't attacked yet. Yep, sure enough. I'm getting a connection psychically to my game that I will be paralyzed and therefore unable to move. Nope, I actually did get to send out that Hyper Beam. Good, now get out of here. You already had your speed boost raise your speed twice. You got all stats increased by that. You used Swords Dance to send your attack up 2 stages. I don't want that thing around anymore. Meanwhile, here... Let's see how much we can do. Yeah, that's not bad. Half. And it's going to do the same thing, presumably to Fortress. Yeah. I'm not sure that would have done much had it gone after Quillfish, though, to be fair. Nice. Thunk. Ah, so close to that level. Oh well. You lived up to your... Dude, you've already fought me. You should know that. Oh, whatever. And, of course, he disappears. Well, one other trick I guess I can go ahead and show off outside of that little thing about using the game to glitch out for walking is one other thing you can do, and this isn't even a glitch, and pretty much everybody knows this at this point, is that if you store your Pokemon in a PC, I'm just going to store the ones that battled. Like, I'm not going to put in Ampharos, Kulava, or, sorry, Typhlosion, or Quagsire, since they didn't battle, therefore they've taken no damage. If you stick your Pokemon in a PC, even if they're fainted, and then back out of the PC, and then just reopen the PC, and then just withdraw those exact same Pokemon that you just deposited in... Watch me have somehow done this incorrectly. Ta-da! They're all back to full health. Even if they get knocked unconscious, they're fine. If they've got any status effects, those will get removed. Pretty sure everybody knows that, but just for the sake of showing it off for the one person out there that did not. That is the wrong button. Probably just from Sec again, in case you were curious. Oh yeah, there you go. So it actually does show up in your little card. It'll be like, hey, his name's Verde. But yeah, again, Bluno for the last one. If you did not pick up, at the time, Quilava, if you picked up either Bayleaf or Croconaw, the one you're fighting here, it will be whatever Pokemon is weak to the one you picked. So if you picked up Croconaw, it will be Quilava. If you picked up Bayleaf for some god knows why reason, then it will be, it'll be Croconaw for this second one. I don't know why you would pick up Bayleaf, but maybe you did, I don't know. I've analyzed the Shadow Pokemon list and discovered 6 more. Additions are Tyranitar, Misdreavus, Slugma, Smeargle, Absol, and Heracross. Other than that Smeargle, we've already gotten all of those. I'll send another update if we can find any more. I guess the Smeargle's new, so that's something. But still, 1 out of 6. And I could be wrong. I've taken a fair few math classes, so maybe I don't remember. But last I checked, that's still a failing grade. We got 2 different options here. I usually try to stay on the same floor if I can, but it looks like we're going up or down a floor. I'd rather go down than up when it comes to choosing floors and other things, but that's neither here nor there. He's gonna let me walk by and pick this up, huh? Alright, cool, I appreciate it. 2 max revives. Wow, for somebody that talked a big game, you sure just let me walk right on by you. It's weird that they do that. I've never understood why. there's like a bizarre amount of different sorts of like trainers in terms of like the ones that actually want to physically hunt you down and defeat you, that are like your actual enemies, as opposed to, you know, just like a completely normal trainer. Where like some of them will, you know, when they notice you, they'll walk after you and attack you. Some of them you have to talk to. Some of them won't have the little like thing that pops up above their head, but they'll still walk towards you. Some of them are in disguise. There's like a bizarre amount of variety in how they can try to attack you. They'll tell you that you won a contest, that you're the 1000th guest. A jerk thing to do. Bye, Rhyhorn. Also Grovile, because I'm pretty sure it got knocked out. Yep, it did. Oh, I wish I could catch that. Oh, I wish I could catch that. Sorry, Zangoose. Man, it looks like you just, like, you're like an evil villain that betrayed his henchman and literally stabbed him in the heart, and he's, like, stumbling forward like, how could you, boss? How could you, as he dies? You can see now why I wasn't worried, though, about, like, having to level my team. They're doing fine. Even though, like, a few of them have gotten knocked out, I've been in nowhere close to danger territory for actually getting beaten by somebody. Yeah, so we'll come back here a little bit later. This is where a certain enemy is going to appear. It's also some rare candies. I still have not used the previous 3 from when we beat Venus, and there was summon a chest. So I guess the other way was the right way to go, but if you wanted to fight that guy now, then you can. I assume that he probably has a Shadow Pokemon if you did not snag it prior, so you can get an opportunity to do that. We'll stick to down here for the time being. Again, he just lets me walk right on by and pick up these max potions. Some pretty good items here. Okay, this guy doesn't seem like, based on his dialogue just then, I didn't read it out loud or anything, but it didn't seem like he was a grunt for these guys. He was just like, there's got to be some Pokeballs hiding some awesome Pokemon. He wasn't like, even though we've been defeated once, we'll rule the world or something like that. Interesting. Alright, so you had Poochyena and Kadabra. Oh man, that Poochyena's going to cause a problem, I can already tell. I was going to use a takedown on Kadabra because its physical defense is pretty bad. But I can't use Psychic on Poochyena because it's dark and therefore will not do any damage. Oh well. I still think that is a better option than Return. Something I did not realize about Return specifically in this game, and it might be across all games, but I just don't use it that often, is whenever you use Return, at least in this game for sure, how many hearts appear determines how high or low your happiness with that Pokemon is. So you can see up to 4. You'll always see 4 with Espeon because Espeon starts out with Wes at max happiness. Which is probably why I never noticed a difference, because I never taught Return to another Pokemon, and for Espeon it was already full. So, therefore, no reason. Go ahead and use it right now, just for the heck of it. So there you go, 4 hearts, so max. So if you want to get like a relative idea of where you stand with your happiness with a Pokemon, that can give you a little bit of an idea of where you are. Thank you for not missing. I didn't think that'd be enough. Not that Mighty N is like too terribly strong of a Pokemon in any department, but I knew I was going to be able to do enough damage to kill Quillfish, unless it just missed by some unexplainable reason. Tried to use some like crazy strong attack that had bad accuracy or something, and tried to use like Sheer Cold or something. Not that I could learn it. Let's see. Psychic. Hyper Beam, since this fight's basically over. I'm not, like, super deep into the Snag'em hideout, but at this point I'm not going to go back and use that PC healing thing. I'm just going to do it all naturally with the items that I've got. Ooh, bad choice, my man. Bad choice. I mean, if the match was still going, good choice, because physical attack for Espeon's not going to matter. The problem is, you probably wanted to do that to the person that might have been able to hurt themselves in confusion so you wouldn't get killed by Hyper Beam. Good idea in theory, though. Espeon's a pretty good target when it comes to using Swagger, because then you're not going to be using physical moves with Espeon very much. And you know what? Now would be a good time to use that Lemonade and get it out of the set. 77 out of 80. So that is pretty dang good. I will take that. Alright, so there's nothing else over here. So it was just those max potions or whatever they were. Trying to keep an eye out to make sure I don't miss a direction here. I walked right past him, and then when I talked to him, that's enough. You won't get away from me. Pelipper and Lantern. I don't suppose that Lantern might have a lightning rod so that I can't just absolutely annihilate Pelipper. I don't think I mentioned that in the fight against Ein in Raugum Tower, but he does do that with his Pokemon. Since he has that Pelipper, none of these are going to be too terribly effective. I guess we'll do that. His Manectric and Rhydon both have Lightning Rod to deflect any lightning or any thunder-based attacks away from his Pelipper. Since he still uses the that Rain Dance and Thunder combo, he doesn't want you to be able to take advantage of it as well. Which is fair. Like, if somebody's going to use that and you've got somebody with Thunder on your team, like, you might as well go for it, right? So in that regard, like, yeah, that does make sense, but yeah, he thought around that. I do find it kind of cool that, like, not just specifically refighting the bosses, but that they all kind of tweak their strategies to make it a little bit more effective and not just a one-trick thing. Because prior, Mirror B just like, I'm just gonna spam Rain Dance and take, like, all the effects of, like, Rain Dance, using Swift Swim, gonna use Leech Seed, Absorb, just, like, take your health for my own. All Dakum does is Earthquake, Protect, and alternating between the two. That's pretty much all he does. He has other stuff, but typically that's all that he does. I should probably knock out that Pelipper while it's still on the ground. Venus will just use Attract over and over to make your Pokemon fall in love, and Ein will just use Rain Dance and Thunder. But now they kind of have a little bit more variety in what they do. Like, Ein has the Lightning Rod to protect him from getting hit by Thunder. Dakum has a lot of Pokemon that have Levitate or they're flying types, so he doesn't have to waste a turn using Protect. Or have it potentially fail if he has to use it multiple times in a row. It's a very, like, nice little touch that they added. Yeah, I'm aware it's not very effective, but Starmie can actually be kind of dangerous. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. Between the fact that it is fast, has a pretty decent typing, all things considered, can learn a pretty good combination of moves. Like, it can learn crazy high damage water moves and crazy high damage psychic moves. Has the special attack to use those well. Like, there's a reason Starmie was one of the best early gen Pokemon before the, well, specifically before the physical special split, but mostly just in general. That thing, if used right, could be incredibly dangerous. Let's all be thankful that Misty was the second gym leader and therefore didn't have a high enough level Starmie to really take advantage of those psychic moves. Because it's already way too strong as it is in the second gym, but that would have just made it 50 times worse. I already forgot what he was using. Seadra, okay. I had to watch that on my other screen to make sure. I was like, I don't think it was a water ground, but I don't want to just stupidly send out Ampharos if it was. Because that would kind of defeat the purpose. Of course, I forgot I'd already inputted Hyper Beam, so... Really, all that was just giving a Pokemon free experience for showing up. It's like gym class all over again. All you gotta do to make the grades, just show up. Don't have to play well, don't have to be on any teams, just show up. That's close enough. We'll leave it there. If they get knocked down to lower health, then I'll add, you know, I'll stick more Super Potions on them. PP ups. We should probably go ahead and use those, huh? We've already got our final team here. We might as well. Before we actually use them, let's see what we've got in terms of power points. We already upped Psychic a little bit, so we're good on that front. We could stand to add more to Hydro Pump, since it's a pretty lowish one. Flamethrower, Thunderbolts, Earthquake would be a good option. Hyper Beam would be a good option. I'm thinking put one on Hyper Beam, put one on Hydro Pump, and put one on Earthquake, because those are all pretty low PP moves, so... Because at this point, most battles are going to... I don't know why I was going over there. Most battles are going to be ones that I can either heal right afterwards, like PP included, or they will automatically heal me right afterwards. So the only stuff that's like well and truly in danger of that being a problem is ones that are so low that there is the potential to use up all of the power points in one fight. Otherwise, it's probably not going to happen, so... I feel like that's the way to go. Hi, don't mind me, I'm just gonna take this. Couple of Max Ethers. What's up? This guy sounds like he was just like walking out in the desert and just like found this place and was like, man, this is kind of beat up. What happened in here? Just hanging around, I guess. I don't know what he was doing. So Pupitar and a Carvanha, huh? I know it's pronounced Pupitar, but I'm always going to call it Pupitar. Well, that Carvanha's going to be a bit of a problem, honestly. Which is kind of a shame. Let's see how this does, I guess. Nice. Way to just completely annihilate that. Between stab and a critical hit and it being freaking Hydro Pump. Ran it through like it was a bulldozer. Yeah, that Carvanha can be a bit of a problem to take out. I don't have anything really that strong type-wise against it. Psychic's not going to work because it's dark. Oh, it only upped it by 1. That's not a lot. Oh, well, it's fine. Let's give it a shot. I don't remember how Carvanha is defensively. I don't think it's too terribly strong. I don't even know what it specializes in. I just remember having to kill about 86 million of them while playing Sapphire because all the Aqua Grunts had one. I don't think I've ever run a Carvanha / Sharpedo. That one missed anyway. I honestly think that's part of the reason, it's a really stupid reason, but I think that's one of the reasons I slightly consider Aqua more of a threat than Magma is Carvanha, because even if you manage to one-shot a Carvanha, if you're using a physical attack, and early game, odds are, you probably are, it's going to damage you with rough skin, so you're at least taking a tiny bit of damage each time you deal with one. Just go take down, I guess. Out of respect for Salamence, I've got to kill that Shelgon because I know it has the potential to become much too powerful. Use that 4 physical attack you just gained. Or get a crit, that works too. I'm not going to complain about it. If it's an out of shadow Pokemon, by all means, go critical it like absolute crazy. Pretty much the only time you wouldn't want to do that is if you were if they were just down to like a shadow Pokemon and a normal one, and you double attacked the normal one while the shadow was at low health instead of throwing a Pokeball for some reason, and then the first move killed it, so the second one just killed the shadow Pokemon. That's about the only reason why you would not want to do that. I already went this way. There we go. Yeah, because there was nothing else down there. Okay, so yeah, this has got to be the way to go. And we're looking on health here. Might as well. And you know, because I haven't been using them that much, all like the elixirs. Oh, well, these are all the max ones. Yeah, this is what I want. I want to use the ethers. There we go. Because we're not going to use them on anything else. Because, like, even doing the Mount Battle Challenge, the Colosseums, like, they heal you between each fight, so... Like, really, the post-game is the only time to use... Like, parts of the post-game is the only time to ever use it, so... Which Pokemon villain team do you think was more notorious? Between Aqua and Magma? I think with, like, the whole things getting out of hand between which would be worse for Aqua or for Magma, I think, personally, Magma would be more of the issue in terms of, like, it got out of hand and they weren't thinking long-term. Just go after Weezing, sure. Because with Aqua, like, let's assume it gets as bad as it possibly can, meaning, in Magma's case, they just deprive the world completely of water, which obviously it creates a problem not just for the water Pokemon, but like, if there's no water for anyone to drink, they're going to dehydrate and die. If the world gets completely flooded, like, there is a town, I can't remember the name of it, but there is a town that's literally just, like, on the water. Like, they just use, like, wood and stuff and float on the water. So, you could at least still survive by doing that. You would still have water. In theory, you'd be able to catch fish and still eat. You'd have a much more limited diet, but you would be able to survive much more effectively than if you had no water, where you are clearly going to die if you have no water. Bye, Weezing. Ooh, a Sand Slash. Did I target the Weezing with that? Okay, I was about to say, if I had known that was going to appear, I would have targeted it. I'm glad I did and got lucky with that. I was about to say, I assume that's his last one, because he wouldn't have thrown out a ground type while there was a water type on the field unless he had no choice. Sure, we'll use Surf, why not? If it even survives this. Nope, didn't think so. See you later, Linoon. You will be missed. I actually don't mind Linoon. I mean, I like Zigzagoon. Phenomenal HM Slave. Phenomenal ability to pick up items to help you. Not, like, a good battler, but in terms of, like, just using it in the game, yeah, like, everybody picks one up. It's very good for what it does. It's just battling is not exactly, you know, its top trait, as it were. Yeah, we'll go ahead and leave Espeon out here, I guess. Yeah, let's go ahead and use one more. We'll get it close to full. Hi. I'm fully aware, once again, because I've snagged every Shadow Pokemon, I could absolutely just skip all of these, but might as well. Oh, well, if I'd known it was going to be a team of all flyers, I would have sent out Ampharos, but oh well. At least they're not dark types, so I can actually hit them with Espeon, unlike Carvana. Yeah, Swallow's gonna have to go first, in terms of that. A little takedown, I guess. Because, let's be real, if you put a Swallow and a Delibird next to each other, which one is going to be more threatening? That the only edge Delibird would have on Swallow is the fact that it can use Ice-type moves. It doesn't exactly have an amazing special attack to take advantage of those, but that's about the only thing it's going to have over Swallow. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. A lot of these like big, super mean grunt guys tend to have beautiful eyes. You notice that? It's kind of weird. It looks very out of place. I always thought that'd be like an interesting idea for like a Pokemon gym if they decided to not make it like all one type of Pokemon. Is do stuff where it's like one of them is just like this guy with like super muscle man, like really edgy guys, or really, you know... Oh, there's no PP left for Psychic. Lame. Well, we'll return Delibird to its rightful prison in hell, I guess. But have them be like, you know, super big buff dudes, like biker dudes. And then give them Pokemon that are like all the cutesy Pokemon. Give them like Beautifly and stuff like that. Just where you're like, that looks out of place, but okay. You could use it to like, you know, promote men being feminine. I don't know. I'm sure you could use it for some sort of, you know, something to show that guys are more than welcome to be feminine. They don't always have to be, you know, have to hold in all their emotions and don't you cry. I didn't cry when I got my leg cut off in the war. I'll give you something to cry about. God, if I had a nipple for every time I heard that growing up. Twisted both my ankles, and that was the first thing my dad said to me, is you better not cry or I'll give you something to cry about. Me have a bad relationship with my dad? I can't imagine why. There's only about 100 more stories like that one. Not ever abusive or anything, but in terms of like who we are as people, night and day difference. Complete night and day difference. What else do we got here? Alright, 50 cent. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch Espeon out. I won't have to waste a revive, but like, these are all at 56. I was waiting for Espeon to get to 57, so... Yeah. If I end up switching them both out, then I can use the Earthquake and Protect combo, so that makes the most sense, I guess. Oops, no, revive. I was thinking revive to get the power points back for... Also, you can pick these up, by the way. It doesn't look like you can, but yeah, you can totally pick those up. I don't think you can grab these, though. Yeah. It doesn't look like you can touch those, but yeah, no, you can absolutely pick those Ultra Balls up. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. I will take you outside, so don't go out there. Yeah, I think we're good to go. I assume he's gonna have mostly grass types, for obvious reasons. Yeah, how you been, man? Good old Verde. I might have to revive my Espeon just to be able to use Swift on Bayleaf, because if it's gonna be, yeah, level 30. Which is why I say, like, pretty much the Pokemon that you get, or that you don't choose, like, you can get them, but they're not going to get used on your team, because even in post-game, they're going to be so far behind your main team. They're going to be, like, almost half the level. So that's going to be a problem. Okay, well, we can go ahead and paralyze it, obviously. I'm going to do that next turn, because I don't want to accidentally poison Bayleaf. So for the time being, I know it has the Quick Claw, Ampharos does, so it had the potential to go first, but I didn't want to risk it getting poisoned, so figured it best to wait until it already had a status effect and then could fire away at it. Or I could get killed immediately by Extrasensory. Oh, it barely survived! Now it's dead because of Body Slam. Really did not like that Quillfish. What to do. Again, I'm cheating by not watching the footage back, but watching it on my laptop, so I get a little bit of a delay. I was checking to see what gender Bayleaf was, so I could use Attract on it. just absolutely prevent this. Like, try to lock him down as much as I can with Bayleaf. Speaking of getting locked down... This might potentially make him consider retracting his Pokemon, because they tend to do that with... It's only with Attract. I guess that's because they know that, like, unless it's got Natural Cure, it's not going to get rid of that status effect by switching out unless it's either Attract or Confusion. That's the only thing I can think of, but I'm not completely certain about that. I'm not going to use Protect since I know Grumpig's dead. What else you got? I guess that makes sense. Now I'm kind of wishing I had revived Espeon, because I could have destroyed it with that, but yeah, it's fine. Wow, it actually got hit pretty hard by that. He's still got one left, not counting Mug. So let's see what we got here. This is roughly what his team would have been, too, if you'd fought him in Fennec. It would have been probably everything pre-evolved. Like, that probably would have been a Carvana, the Muck probably would have been a Grimer, and the Grumpig probably would have been a Spoink. But other than that, it would have been the same. I'm just going to Protect this turn, because I think Thunderbolt's going to one-shot that. Yeah, I'm going to watch that back on the other screen for a split second. It's gonna take me a while to get there, though. Oh, it's gonna take more than that. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, but it looked like Torment was spelt wrong, or a different way, like T-O, like, with a U in there that wasn't supposed to be in there, but I probably just read it wrong. I feel like Thunder Shock's just gonna do too much. Like, I know it's not, like, a crazy high power move, but I feel like it's gonna do enough to mess things up. I'm gonna watch that again real quick. Nah, I just looked at it wrong. I probably don't need to do this since Bayleaf's not exactly high level compared to it, but I don't want to switch out Reinhardt, since that would get rid of the infatuation. I want to keep him in there. Her in there, sorry. Very bad about not paying attention to gender when it comes to Pokemon games, but I'm not really much of an Attract user, so that's probably why. Like, I don't use moves that are relative to a Pokemon's gender, it just doesn't come up very often. And I typically don't use the Pokemon that, like, can only evolve if they're one gender, like with the male and female Combee thing. Like, it just doesn't come up very often. Alright, I think Return might still do too much, so I'm just going to try doing Swift and seeing how much that does. I'm okay with Protect failing. If it fails, this is more just a stall than anything. And let's hope this doesn't do crazy high damage. Yeah, see, that was with Swift. That was with somebody with a low physical attack stat. I'm not going to mess with that anymore. I'm just going to start throwing. You know what, in fact, let's use a Great Ball. It's a low enough level to where we might just be able to use a Great Ball. Keep in mind, this is the same level that Makuhita was. The first Shadow Pokemon we caught was this level. And we use just regular Pokeballs, so I see no reason why a Great Ball doesn't have the capacity to work. Might as well just use it. Alright, so that's Bayleaf taken care of. How could my Bayleaf be defeated? You have got to be absolutely kidding me. It's low leveled, it's not a good you know what, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. There are still more Shadow Pokemon trainers. Not that many more, dude. Not that many more. I wonder if he said that if you, that was like his line if you beat him way back in Fennec. If that's the case, it would have been a little bit more true, but, not by that much. Alright, so at this point, I think we have to go to... I'm pretty sure you get a thing from Ned, because he's the guy that's been sending you all the, like, hey, we're gonna update your Shadow Pokemon list. And that's probably him right there, if I had to guess. I keep going to that wrong list every single time. Yep, sure enough. The additions are Ursaring, Skiploom, Quagsire, Tropius, Skarmory, and Sunflora. I'm pretty sure Ursaring is the only one on that list we have not picked up. We might have gotten Ursaring. We definitely got the other ones, though. I'm sure about that. Did we get Ursaring? No, no, I'm pretty sure we don't have Ursaring yet. Yeah, looks like we don't. Yeah, so there's the additional ones they add. So those two, Croconaw, and then two more that we'll keep hidden until either the game tells us or we run into them. I already know what they are, though. I just couldn't remember that Ursaring. That was the one that I couldn't remember for whatever reason. Well, since we're already here, we might as well go ahead and heal and save, because, God forbid, I have to go and try to get that stupid Bayleaf again. Yeah, we'll leave him. We'll leave it like that. That works for me. The good news is that Bayleaf will be much, much, much easier to purify than the Tyranitar and the Metagross were. Like, it's not even going to be close to how much easier it's going to be. I'm going to be able to purify that way faster. I think the set, like, I'm pretty sure all the ones we got left are going to be purified pretty dang easily. I'm pretty sure the Tyranitar is the worst one in the game for how long the heart gauge takes. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, I did. I'm getting information from all sorts of people. Of course, I'll keep checking on the Shadow Pokemon list in the meantime. I was expecting you to say something else. Yeah, we're good. What happens if you say no? Alright, well. I thought you had to go talk to him. Rui. Woman, get out of the way! This isn't Overwatch. We don't need people body blocking me. You're sure that there was nothing else? There's nothing else in here. That's just a completely useless room with some, I assume, lockers is what it looks like. Do I need to talk to the dude out here? Because I know who you need to talk to. I do remember this. It's this dude up here on this platform, I'm pretty sure. I'm having trouble walking around everything today for some reason in this game. I think he's actually in the shop. I don't think he's... you? I'm pretty sure that kid's not here anymore, is he? Oh no, he's still here. Dude, like, you should probably get this cleaned up to go hang out with the rest of the kids that are out here. You still have not finished cleaning. And it was a long time ago when we were here. Yeah, I think it's this guy. I'm pretty sure it is. Feed Master Ryan? Yep. Don't get away with it. I'm pretty sure this is the guy you have to talk to, though. Back-to-back Wailords. He must spend a fortune on Pokemon food. Thunderbolts. Those probably aren't going to do squat. Let's see if we can poison it, I guess. Sorry, Ampharos, you're going to be doing the heavy lifting on this one. I do know that, I believe it's the Under Colosseum, not the Deep Under. I think it's just the Under. You get the TM for Sludge Bomb. So, if I pick that up, there's literally no reason for me to not swap that out for Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb is way stronger than Poison Sting is. And still has the capacity to poison. Oh, hello, Earthquake. Thankfully that didn't do very much damage. I mean, compared to what it could have done. Does he give me any information now? Should be settled in at the tower. Hold it there. Don't even think about going there if you know what's good for you. That's not what I thought he would say. Alright, well. It's probably going to be one of those stupid, like, you have to leave the area and go somewhere else, Finnac, Pyrite. Like, it doesn't matter where specifically you go, you just can't... You can't go home, but you can't stay... Or you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here type of situation. I'm not getting ambushed by that stupid lady that's like, the elevator's off limits. We're not doing that again. It's not happening. I'm just going across here. This is the only downside to the post-game, is it's not always 100% clear where you're going. Like, it's clear what you're doing. You're getting the rest of the Shadow Pokemon, but sometimes there's just, like, little leaps in logic you have to make, or you have to just be not 100% focused, and then the game's like, oh yeah, we'll just let this fall into your lap. Go to the tower. I don't bloody know. Doesn't really matter, does it? In theory. Let's see what happens. There we go. I swear it's gonna... You know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be that kid I just talked to. He's like, hey, can you come talk to me? Bet you dollars to donuts. Net and the under should have more information for you. Yeah. I gathered that. Wes is going to have to spend a fortune on gas money. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe gas is really cheap in the Ore region. I don't know. It sure is getting hiked up back here. It went from like 170 to about 230. Politics aside, nobody wants high gas prices. Nobody. I know I didn't take hardly any damage from that. Pretty much all the damage I took was from the earthquake that the second Wailord had. But just for the sake of doing it. And I already know what's going to happen. I'm almost 100% sure, if I remember correctly on this, Net's going to tell me you should talk to the guy that's hanging out by the store. I'll talk to Gurks. He'll make me fight him again. He'll get his ass kicked, and then he'll actually tell me what I need to know. I'm about 95% sure that's what's about to happen. Ugh, can't talk today. Hey, remember how I was just here and you didn't offer up that information? Sneaky trainer, it's a guy in front of the junk shop named Gurks. It's always the downside to, like, knowing how things are going to progress, but you just miss that one step, and so you do, like, steps 3, 4, 5, and 6 without doing steps 1 and 2, and then so you have to go back and do steps 1 and 2, and that forces you to do steps 3 through 6 all over again. It's... You want to about a Shadow Pokemon that I battled? How about we battle first? I'm going to move my keyboard out of the way so I can do this. That's me hitting my head against my desk. What a surprise, his team is exactly the same. You're killing me, kid. You're really killing me. I ain't even gonna... You know what? I'm not even gonna bother. Like... I know Coolfish is essentially useless in this fight. Just have fun doing whatever. I really don't care what move you use. The only upside is we get to see Wailord stick out its tongue as it dies again. And I guess some experience and some money, sure. Again, if you want to earn a lot of money, you're probably just going to go to a Colosseum. The good news is, I believe we're getting, like, relatively close to the point where we can finally pick up the amulet coin, but, like, it's kind of one of those cases of, like, by the time you can get it, you probably don't need it anymore. like, in theory, if you're gonna get, like, your entire team up to level 100, you're gonna do, like, some crazy challenge, maybe you might want all those items, but, like, you're probably fine. Ampharos trying to learn Thunder! And listen to the thunder, lightning and the thunder. You know what? We're pretty much at the point where we don't need Thundershock anymore, because there's not that many Shadow Pokemon left. If we had one that was really frail, I would use Swift on Espeon, not Thundershock. Even though Swift has 60 power, Thundershock has same type attack bonus, and Ampharos has a better special attack than Espeon has a better physical attack. So at this point, yes, I'm going to get rid of Thundershock and replace it with Thunder. Because I've also been considering putting Rain Dance on my team, because Qwilfish gets Swift Swim for its ability, so that raises its speed. It will make its water types move stronger. It will make Quagsire's water move stronger. It can make Thunder hit. So, definitely potential for Thunder to be useful in the future, yes, absolutely. The trainer was the guy named Bluno in a flashy blue outfit. He had a Shadow Croconaw with him. Like I said with the last one, that whichever starter you first chose when you were in Fennec, this will be the one that it is strong against. So if you picked Croconaw, it will be Bayleaf. If you picked Bayleaf for some god knows why reason, it would be Quilava. Rui, you need to knock it off. You're being obnoxious. That is definitely an upside that XD has to Colosseum, is you don't have a partner running around and getting in your way most of the time. And even when you do have a partner in that game, like Jovi or anybody like that, they step out of your way when you run into them like that. But, oh well. Now, thankfully, I do remember this much. Is he does mention that he's in the under, however, he's not there. He's not in the under at all. Don't bother hunting for him. Don't bother doing the Colosseum challenge to find him. He ain't here. I do remember where he is, thankfully. Gonna use this real quick. The location he's at is where Ein was. Where Ein was in the Shadow Pokemon Lab, more specifically, not in Raugam Tower where Ein was. The one thing I do not remember, however, is if all those trainers are going to be there again, and potentially I have to fight all of them again. I'm hoping the answer is no. I cannot overstate that enough. I'm really hoping the answer is no. I'm going to keep Qwilfish out until it hits 7 along with Ampharos, and then just switch them both over. Why does it always do this one? It looks so creepy. I don't want to see his face like that. Oh god, what is it now? It's just going to give me more of that list, probably. Marcia of Pirate Town. It appears if criminals are gathering at the Shadow Pokemon Lab again. There's more. Yeah, okay, so this is the point where if you left and went somewhere else, presumably after searching the under and not finding anything, it would tell you where to go. Shadow Pokemon Lab. The problem is, she just said that they're gathering here again, which unfortunately makes me think we might be having to refight every trainer that's in the way. And like with the ones, or unlike with the ones in the Snag'em hideout, if I have the ability to pass somebody in this one, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to once again assume that, like with the ones that were hanging out in the Snag'em hideout, if you did not get their Shadow Pokemon before, and they try to refight you, you have the capability to get it again. I saved more so, like, in case I killed the Croconaw, but I'm going to assume that if it comes up, that you could do it again. Well, that dude's not there anymore. Not that he was a required fight. Yep, they're here again. Giving me anxiety. Oh look, a Sharpedo. I'll enjoy using Thunderbolt on that. If I didn't want to waste, or if I didn't want to potentially risk losing time, I'd use Thunder on it just to really destroy it, but whatever. Thunderbolt will do fine. Ay caramba.
I do like how Crunch looks. I love like the drool, potentially blood. It's purple, so it's technically neither, but for the animation purposes, I love how it looks. It's a shame that Dark type was not very good at this point, because I believe, in terms of like an actual damaging move, I think Crunch is as high as you can get for power. I don't think it goes any higher than Crunch, which is at 80, which is not bad, but like, you know, it's no Fire Blast, it's no Thunder, it's no Hydro Pump, like, you know, take your pick for whatever you want to use, really. Speaking of which, I was going to use Hydro Pump, and then I figured, you know what, this is probably still enough to take out Houndour. And it was not. And of course, Thunder missed. And this is Quillfish's just reward. Though really, Ampharos should have been the one to take that punishment, since it actually missed. Quillfish not doing enough damage to kill it was more on me for not, you know, estimating how much it would have done. That's more so on me, but the point still stands. Quagsire, have fun. We haven't seen you out on the battlefield today. I think you're the only one we haven't seen on the battlefield today. Everybody else has been out at least once. Alright, no more screwing around with that. Really, the Fire Emblem player in me should have known better. Should have just gone for not using Thunder. Because the Fire Emblem player in me knows if it's not 100% accuracy, it's not going to hit. I'll never forget watching Valug in Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn attack a healer with a 97% accuracy and missing twice in the same turn. Yeah, now we can use Surf. I was about to say, Sneasel's fast, but it doesn't have really too terribly good defense. It's a shame, too. Sneasel could have been, like, actually really good if it had Weavile for an evolution at this point. It actually could have been, like, a really good contender for being a good sweeper, but unfortunately it did not, so sorry, Sneasel. Alright, I think that is her entire team. Does she not have anybody left? Good. Friggin' trainers falling from the sky to come attack me. At least they give good money. That's about the only good thing about them, really. Sorry, I was looking at levels real quick. Yeah, okay. I could technically use an Oran Berry or something like that, but it's fine. Alright, let's get ambushed again, right here. There's no entry beyond this point. I believe we've had this conversation before. Well, the good news is I won't have to worry about, because I was thinking like, oh, we might get most of the post-game done, and it's going to be like the stuff that I have to grind off screen for. That sure ain't going to be a problem at the rate we're going. I've got about 45 minutes left before I need to get ready for work, and yeah, we're not making as much progress as I thought, but that's okay. Let's see if I can actually hit with Thunder this time. Use all the crazy high-powered moves we got here. We literally did that one area ago, so I knew that was going to work. Well, if I'd known she was going to send that out, I would have crushed it with Thunder. Oh well. And it missed anyway! That's good. I'm glad when it doesn't hit. One day Thunder will actually get its debut. This is really tempting me to throw Rain Dance on my team so that Thunder can actually do something. Alright, Thunderbolt on Golbat. I don't trust the game to not stick me with Paralysis on them, so I'm going to use the turn to get rid of that. See you later, Golbat. I actually am running a Zubat on my team in Soul Silver. It's still a Zubat right now. It's like level 20, I think. 20, 21, somewhere in there. Thus far, I've got a Flaffy, a Quilava, a Zubat. What else do I have? Flaffy, Quilava, Zubat. Could pull it up, but eh. A Quagsire. What was that last one I had? It's just not coming to mind off the top of my head. I like just got an Oddish, but I wouldn't say it's a part of my team yet because it's only like level 6, so it's still got more levels to get. What did I have for oh, a Pidgey. That's what it was. A Pidgey. A good old Pidge. I just decided to go for like a lot of really early game stuff for Soul Silver, so that's what I went with. And like it's a decently balanced team. I mean, I've got 2 flyers on there, but that's about all. But I mean, one of them's a poison flyer, so I could go for more like of a poison, and because it's got bite, it can learn cross poison, like it can do other stuff. It doesn't have to just be flying moves. If they get knocked out, it's not the end of the world, but I mean, it's just super potions. It's not like those are crazy expensive or anything like that. And I was too lazy to go and get more lemonades. No welcome for you. Dude, you didn't give me a welcome the first time. I'm pretty sure welcome doesn't include you falling from the sky to attack me. Get turkey. Well, luckily this will be a team that can be pretty easily destroyed by these two, because all it's going to take is a Surf to get out the Rhyhorn and a Thunderbolt to take out the Masquerain. That's not going to do anything because Thunderbolt is special, not physical. Don't remember if water was physical. I would assume no before the physical specialist, but I would assume it's not. And even if it is, this is Quad Week, so it would probably still die. Hey, Grovile! One of my favorites. And yet another Pokemon that greatly benefited from physical special split, so it could actually make good use of Leaf Blade. Yeah, let's just go for it. It's still probably better to use Hydro Pump, but just for the sake of everyone going, why are you using a water move on a grass? Everybody knows not to do that. How could you be so stupid? Blah, blah, blah. Not that anybody's ever done that, but yeah. If anybody does, that usually is a sign of a new player. It's like, yes, it's not type effective, but when you factor in everything else of the power of the move, the same type attack bonus, which in this case would have been present on both moves, but when factoring in everything else, sometimes the move that's resistant is still a stronger choice than the one that's super effective if the power is low enough. Alright, so that idiot's gone. Pretty sure there's another one guarding these. This is the 4th one, I think. At least they don't, you know what, at least they don't have full teams of 6. It could be worse. It could be full teams of 6. And, like, look at the levels we're looking at here. These are, like, that Linoon was level 42. Like, they're much lower than we are. Yeah, 43, 42. Like, these are just gonna get absolutely obliterated by any move that you throw at them that has any semblance of power. Which, again, makes it feel weird that you would come here, because, like, you had to fight stuff that was still in the story mode that was over 10 levels higher than this. So, like, you think they would be at least level 50. Maybe even, like, high 40s, but low 40s just doesn't seem to make sense. You could put them on equal level, even, because it's not a full... Again, it's not a full team of 6, it's only 3. So even if they were equal level with Nascore or anybody, like Evis, any of those characters, it would still be easier to beat them just because there's less of them. Now, granted, overall, you do have to fight through more of them than just the one, but, like, you had to fight 4 trainers before getting to those 2 anyway, so, like, I feel like they could stand to make them a bit stronger, but I'm glad they don't. So, let's just move on and try to get out of here. I think we got one more battle before we get to Bluno. That scientist better not freaking be here. Good. The last thing I needed on everything... There's no alarm blaring, but I came anyway. The last thing I wanted to hear was that stupid alarm. We didn't have that much farther to go, and I'm pretty sure Scrub's not going to be here, but the point still stands. Nobody wanted to hear that, myself included. So I appreciate not having to hear it. Thunderbolt on Swallow, obviously, take down on Kadabra because it's got bad physical defense. Bonk. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm able to damage that with Thunderbolt, but that's fine. We're still going to target Swallow anyway. See, now look, now we're back to 58s. Like, what's going on here? Why was that first one a second ago had a team of 3 that were like low 40s, and now they're at high 50s? Like, what is going on here? It's very, very bizarre. I don't know why those levels aren't consistent. Like, even in the main story, the level jump towards the end isn't that high. It only goes up by like 6 or 7. It doesn't go up by over 10, almost 15. Probably the best pick for this in terms of eliminating that Quagsire. So we can actually hit with Thunder for once. Just let's do something crazy. Let's actually try to hit with Thunder since it's missed the only other times I've used it. Thank you. Lower speed, not that it'll matter since it was going to go towards the end anyway, and it still has potential to go first because of Quick Claw. Bye, Quagsire. I'd feel bad, except you're not my Quagsire, so it's fine. Of course it dug a hole. Fine. Thunder Wave to paralyze it. Reflect, because Espeon's not going to be able to hit it, so we might as well up our defense a little bit. Wow, that did not do very much. I don't know if Reflect actually blocked that much damage, but the point still stands. I expected more. I also did not want to use Reflect. I just made this go into the round. Because it's not very effective. Now it's going to dig a hole, and guess what's going to happen? Espeon's going to use Swift, that's not going to do anything. Ampharost's going to use Thunderbolt, that's not going to do anything. It's going to use Dig. Still not enough. They got paralyzed by static, and now we can actually finally mercifully kill this thing. I'm telling you, this thing is more of a tank than people give it credit for, just because that color change thing. Like, there are ways to manipulate it and work around it, particularly in a double battle there's ways. It's a little bit easier in a double than it is a single. I'll bet in a single battle that thing could be an absolute nightmare depending on what you throw against it and what you might have left. If you're down to just like one, I mean, they could really mess you up. Where like they just could barely do any damage at all to it. That could definitely get bad for sure. Get you back up. I didn't mean to restore PP. I don't know why I did that, but sure, we'll do it anyway. Might as well just fill it up all the way. Just use up all those spots. Yeah, we'll start with that. That's good enough. He might start with Crocodile, I don't know. Well, I mean, Verde started with Bayleaf, so it's possible. Hi. The blue Power Ranger would like to battle. He did send out Crocodile first, and yes, like with Bayleaf or Quilava, if you caught them in post-game, again, will only be level 30, so probably don't attack it with anything too terribly strong. Unless you want it to die. Thunder Wave. Hit Grumpig as hard as you can. I think I might use Thunder Wave on Grumpig, which was stupid, but oh well. I'm just gonna try to lock. Again, I'm just gonna lock down this Crocodile. I'm not gonna let it do anything. Yeah, I did put that on Grumpig. That might help for the short term, though. Don't have to deal with it potentially. That did almost nothing. That did 4 damage. He probably took more damage from that recoil than damage that he actually did to me. Oh good, you used up your full heal on that, so now I can paralyze what I actually wanted to catch. I'm half tempted to just chuck an Ultra Ball like this now that it's got all that stuff on it. Let's give it a try, let's see what happens. I mean, we got almost 40 of them. It's not a big deal if I lose one. And if I get it here, then I can just start going all out. Cool, that works for me. Oh, lovely. Confuse Ray. Don't confuse Ray. He's a really good Twitch streamer. He doesn't need to be confused by things. He was streaming earlier. It looks like he finished up whatever he was doing. We'll just shut down Mug for the time being, I guess. Put a Tract on him and I'll throw Toxic on him. Or not Toxic, Thunder Wave. Yeah, I was watching him do the his like huge thing of Pokemon card unboxings that he was doing the other day. I'm not quite through with it, but I just like had it on at work. It's like 3 hours of him unboxing Pokemon cards. I think he was looking for, as he called it, the gay fat Pikachu, because they were doing rainbow cards, and they had like the old model for Pikachu where it looks really fat. Because in that sense, yeah, he's absolutely right that the old school Pikachu style is fat. It's weird too, like, I didn't, like, I mean, I knew Pokemon cards had changed a lot, but like, the original Pikachu had 40 health, and now apparently just like a normal one has like 190. Like, they've all just been getting more and more health. It's like a patch in a game that's gone horribly wrong. The only difference is it's not electronic, at least not the physical card game isn't electronic, so if you send out stuff that's super crazy high powered, you kind of have to make everything like that, and it just makes all the stuff before it obsolete. See Yu-Gi-Oh! For more details. Remember good old Yugi's deck, and he was the king of games, and pretty much the only reason he had quote-unquote the best deck, and I still don't even believe that's true. I think other people like Raphael and Kaiba had better decks than he did. was just because he wasn't a one-trick. Like, with Mai and Duelist Kingdom, like, if you could shut down her Harpy ladies, she couldn't do anything. She would just lose. So, like, almost everybody is just a one-trick, and they can just get shut down really, really easily. All you need is, like, one strategy to beat them, and they can't adapt to it. Like, I guess Joey is technically like that, but he relies on luck, so... A, that means he's cheating, obviously. But also B, that means, I mean, like... You probably don't want to rely on luck to win a duel in real life. Joey might be able to pull it off. I wouldn't put much stock in somebody else being able to do it. Not to the degree he does, anyway. Alright, so let's look at camera up. Ugh, those teeth. They look so creepy. Of course, it's all because it looks like one solid object. It's not actually in terms of 3D polygons, but it still looks creepy. Alright, eventually, Muck, you're gonna get hit by something here, and you're getting hit by double super effective moves here, so... And Bluno is gone. There goes my hope of becoming an admin. I mean, you held on to your shadow Pokemon longer than almost everybody else, including the actual boss of the area, so... Maybe? Question mark? Anything on the ground here? Nope, doesn't look like you dropped anything. Alright, cool. In that case, let me check the time. Yeah, we still got a little bit of time. Let's get out of here, do the old heal and save. I should be able to go pick up a berry now. I'm pretty sure we've gone past the 24-hour mark from whence I last picked one up. So we can grab one of those as well. And then we'll go and grab some more. We still have 3 left, I believe. 4 left, maybe. No, we have 4 left. I'm pretty sure it's 4. Well, we'll find out whenever we go to the save station. Yep, what do you got? What do you got? Your PDA can not only receive the email, but it can accept digital photos. I'll send one as a test. Hope it reaches you. That Shroomish looks really angry. He's not a... he's like me. He's not a fan of getting his photo taken. And that's fair. I remember my parents thinking hilarious whenever they tried doing, like, the whole, smile, the camera loves you. I'm pretty sure my exact response was, like, the camera is not, the camera's just a physical object. It can't love me. It can't enjoy me. It has no emotion. Hi, this is Bit in the Under. There's a freaky rumor going out that Snag and Holdout's fixed a big snag machine. Do you think it's true? Which is basically your cue to, hey, you should go back to the Snag'em hideout. But we'll do that after we heal. Potentially pick up a berry. Maybe it'll be Barry Lewis. Maybe it'll be Barry from the Game Grumps. I don't know. There's a lot of berries out there. Gonna do some karaoke with us. And that's not just a pun. That is a thing that actually exists. There's a... at least it used to be. There's a thing in the UK where you could get on the radio with... you could have somebody... like a huge group of people sing a song on the radio for somebody and they were all named Barry. That is an actual thing. Citrus Berry. Very nice. I don't know what all he can give you off the top of my head, but he can definitely give you worse than a citrus berry, so I will happily accept that. Oh, also this lady. I don't remember if we showed her off. My mighty Anna wouldn't listen to a word I said at the start, but then it gradually grew more and more obedient. If you want to become friendly with your Pokemon, there's nothing better than battling. Oh, I thought she said something else. Maybe it's an XD. She mentions that the mighty Anna is her boyfriend, which is really funny. I could have sworn it was in this game, but maybe it is in the other one. I don't know. Of course, they could also make it even more creepy and, like, say the Mighty Anna's her boyfriend in this game, and then the sequel to this game, she's still got the Mighty Anna, but she also has, like, a Poochyena. That's her child. Alright, now we can mix that up a little bit. So 256s, 257s, 258s. That's pretty decently balanced. Yeah, we got 4 more. Even if I only get those 2 today, which I assume we could probably... We got enough time to squeeze in getting 2 of those remaining 4. But even if it's only 4, I'll still go ahead and do all the heart gauge stuff off screen. Namely, so it's just one less thing to do. And then we need to go back to here. If we get to a point where, like, I need to do all the, hey, you need to purify these last 2 shadow Pokemon to, like, get the final or whatever, I'll probably do that, like, thing where I'm walking into a corner, and then we'll just, like, play something else for a little while if I have to do that on camera, but we'll get to that if we get to that. I'm assuming this is probably more of the list. I keep hitting that button. Shadow Pokemon. Bit in the Under, I got some more news about the Snag'em hideouts. There's a rumor about a creepy Smeargle and Ursaring. Yeah, you already told us about both of those, man. Or maybe it was Net. Or whoever sends the list. Point is, we already knew about those. I'm just going to kind of run through here and look for anybody that's... Hi, Scrub. You definitely were not there earlier. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have anything here. He had a Hitmontop earlier in the game. We already got that, but if you missed it here and then also in the Shadow Pokemon Lab back when Ein was hanging out there, then I guess this is your chance to get it. Also, thank you for sending out Wobbuffet so I can just do nothing to it and solely focus on your Medicham. I appreciate that. Though I am tempted to just do the good old Earthquake and Protect, so I think we're just going to start with that and see how it goes. Yeah, that was really good damage. I was expecting that to do, like, maybe half. Yeah, more like that. And, of course, it counted the right person, because why wouldn't it? Ay. Yeah, I use Typhlosion a little bit here. Let's send him out and hit him hard. You want to play the counter game? We'll play the counter game. We'll play the counter game all day long. Him and his freaking 25% odds of choosing the right type, counter versus Mirror Coat, and then choosing the right target between Fortress and Quagsire, and of course he managed to get them both. Like, granted, you probably could have predicted the counter part of that, because, like, if I had used a move, the only option I would have had would have been using Hyper Beam if I was going to use a move with Fortress, which would have been physical. But the point still stands. And Golem, which would have been nice if Quagsire was still on the field, because I could have killed it. Instead, now Typhlosion's dead, because I targeted Metachan, mostly out of wanting to kill it, because I don't like it. This should be pretty easy. Surf. Hyper Beam on Huntail. I don't think Huntail may not even survive the Surf, to be honest. Oh, barely. Though it's about to not matter. Cool. My stand is going to take another huge hit. Don't you mean another huge hit? Since you already lost me twice. I probably could have stood to buy more super potions, but it's fine. We can hyper potion through this. Again, after getting all the Shadow Pokemon, most of the fights that we'll deal with are ones that we would get healed after every fight, and so as a result, using items is not a big deal. And even if it was, we got so much money out of all the people that we've battled thus far that it's still fine. No, I was hoping we could see somebody over there, but I guess not. So we could go up, or we could go down. Let's go down. I did that last time, right? I think this actually leads the way to that office, so... we're gonna just ignore that guy. Hey, what's going on? What you doing? Do I actually need to fight you, or are you just hanging out in here? I'm pretty sure I don't need to fight this guy. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the Ursaring or the Smeargle. I'm pretty sure it's just like two random dudes. Yeah, he doesn't have any shadows at all right now. Armaldo and Breloom. Well, let's go with the tried and true. Man, I wish I'd sent out Typhlosion. Could have destroyed that Breloom. And I think I could have gotten them both, because Armaldo's bug and rock. I don't think rock is strong against fire. I'm pretty sure it's normal. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. I do think he gives you an item, though, for beating him. I think he gives you an item for beating him. Actually, you know what? I know he gives you an item for beating him, and I remember what it is, so we would have had to do this anyway. That did not do a lot, admittedly. I should have used Yawn. That was a waste of time. Well, maybe not, because, like, yeah, I was going to say, because one of them might not survive, so maybe it wouldn't be a total waste of time. Yeah, this is a fight built for Typhlosion right now. I love how that move was dumb in retrospect, and I'm like, well, one of them might die, and then sure enough, one of them did die, so. It's semi-smart, but usually when both of your... oh my gosh, freaking Hyper Beam. But usually when both of your Pokemon are at full health, you're not predicting, okay, this person's gonna get one-shotted. Alright, well, we'll use Espeon here. That can still take out Breloom thanks to its fighting type. Only just leave Armaldo to get damaged by poison since he's gonna be not able to do anything for a turn. Well, I guess we know what Gonzap's strategy is in this fight, is to spam Hyper Beam like a mother. Which, luckily for him, is very easy to do, because a lot of things can learn Hyper Beam. I think we can get out that Grand Bolt before it gets the chance to do anything, because Espeon's going to outspeed it. He can't do anything this turn. I might just leave Armaldo to die, honestly. Just get taken out by the poison sooner rather than later. Since it's badly poisoned, it'll take more and more damage each turn. If it uses Hyper Beam this turn, it will knock out whoever's there, but like between this upcoming round of poison and the next, I'm pretty sure he'll be gone by the end of those two hits. At that point, I might as well just focus solely on, I don't know, with Ancient Power. I was gonna say just focus solely on whatever he has out, be it Crawdaunt or something else. Speaking of Crawdaunt, let's get that out of here, shall we? Well, I don't want to wait another turn since it did not use Hyper Beam. I'm going to... Well, he's pretty high leveled. Sure, why not? It's failed a ton of times. Yeah, let's see if we can do this. I was going to just go with Thunderbolt, but because it was decently high level compared to me, I was like, nah, we'll just try to go for the full tilt here. How many Pokemon does he have left? Not counting the Sarmaldo, because the Sarmaldo's about to die. Even if by some miracle... Oh no, it did actually survive. I was supposed to say, even if it survives though, the poison's going to kill it by the end of the turn, so it'll be gone too. No, not that. I'm definitely going to bring somebody back, but I just want to see what he's got left. Is it just that Machamp, or does he have something else left? He does have something else. He has Gyarados. Okay. That would be a good one to take out with Ampharos. So it's either Ampharos or Espeon, huh? That's all he's got left, though, is just those. I think the better choice is Espeon just because it's faster. I think Espeon's got a better chance of going ahead of Machamp than Ampharos does of going ahead of Gyarados. Also, that Earthquake might just end up killing me straight up on both of them. I don't know how much it's going to do to Machamp, so this might just come down to Espeon. Well, if that happens, jeez. This might end up just coming down to Espeon versus Gyarados here. I don't think all the bulking up in the world is going to save you at this point, Machamp. You're pretty much toast. I'm not going to risk using Swift to do the tiny amount of damage to Gyarados, or the tiny amount of damage to Machamp necessary to kill him. I'm not going to run the risk. I'm going to try to keep Espeon alive, at least until he's down to 1. And then try to figure out where to go from there. Such a weird imbalance with the levels, though. Like, went from, like, people in the high 50s to the low 40s. Now we're up to people that are above 60. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Please go after Fortress. Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, but it survived. Alright, cool. Psychic. Toxic, actually. Let's go Toxic. I was like, maybe Hyper Beam, but that would also use up its turn for next round, and I might need that turn. I don't think I'm going to. I think 2 Psychics will be enough to take him out, and if not, the Poison absolutely will be enough to take him out. I'm not even going to bother with the other Toxic. I know that's not going to miss, and that's going to be enough to kill him. Even if it wasn't, I don't think there's anything he could have done to knock out both Fortress and Espeon unless he, like, used Earthquake and got a critical hit, but I was willing to take that risk. See you later, man. Look at you strutting on downstairs. So I already got that since we picked it up earlier, but we also get this. The D-Disc. One of the discs we can use in the UFO, thankfully. I don't think we have any fights between here and the machine. Oh, no, it actually fully healed us. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Gonzap. I appreciate that, because that would have been a pain to have to use all those revives. I'm still probably going to go back there to save, though, because I really don't want to do that again, because they were much... Well, not way higher level than me, but they were definitely higher level than me, for sure. Excuse me? I just want to go and save so I don't have to do that again. The worst part is because I'm going to have to turn the game off relatively soon here. There's a very good chance that I could save and then quit, but because I quit and, like, loaded up the game again, I might just have to fight her again in a second. Earthquake, protect. Not dealing with it today. I don't even know how much damage this is going to do, I don't care. I was looking for Psychic because I was thinking Espeon was in front. Forgot I'd gotten fully healed. I do like how Signal Beam looks. It's really cool with like the little lights that go around like that. I didn't need to see it getting shot out of the butt of a spider, but it's still cool looking. Alright, what do you got left? That was 2. What's number 3? Volbeat, if I had to guess, since you had an Illumise. But, I mean, it could be something else, I don't know. Yep, Volbeat, sure enough. Get this thing the heck out of here. What does that even do? Special yeah, you have fun with that. Let's see if you can survive a Hyper Beam. Nope. Maybe if that had been defense sharply rose, but it was not. You're too strong. You're too strong to be a spy? No, wouldn't you want a spy to be pretty strong? Alright, whatever. That seems a bit counterproductive for a spy not to be strong. Like, wouldn't you want them to be able to handle themselves if a situation like that came up? Whatever. Regardless, 62 hours. That is a very decent place to stop, I think. I'm going to try to continue from here. Well, don't want to continue from here tomorrow. Because I'm going to try to continue from here tomorrow, and I think the big reason is I will probably... You know what? Actually, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to save real quick, first and foremost. If I turn off the game, or in this case, reset the game, if I turn the game off and back on, am I going to have to deal with all the trainers that I killed in here? Is it going to reset them? The console was getting turned off regardless, so it didn't matter in that regard. Because if it does, I'm going to go out and get the Bayleaf and Crocodile ready to be purified. If it doesn't, I'm not, and this is why, is I think, even if it doesn't here, I think there's a chance if I leave the area and then come back that they're going to reset. And I don't want to deal with it another time, so... Yep, they do reset. Sure enough. Okay. So, knowing that, we'll just... I'll try to continue this tomorrow, and we'll start from there. We've still only got a few more Shadow Pokemon left. I think it's just 4. So we will probably pick those up. Yeah, because it's a Smeargle and the Ursaring that we already knew about. There's another one that I'm not going to say where it is or what it is, even though you could just look it up, I'm sure, and cheat that way. And then there's one more after you collect all the other remaining ones. And if we do all of that tomorrow, if we do manage to get all that done, which granted is a lot because there's a lot of battling, if we manage to get all the shadow Pokemon prior to the last one and have them, or manage to get them all purified, then I'll do that little cheat that I told you about where we'll walk into the wall and we'll play something else. But in the meantime, forgoing all that, let's find a raid target. That does mean that, barring me getting sick or like just really not having the energy to stream, we should be streaming tomorrow. That's really stupid that they all reset, but what are you gonna do, right? Normally I would have a little bit more time and I could definitely go ahead and get that Smeargle and the Ursaring, but I want to make sure that I've got everything all packed up and ready to go to work. I need to grab some food while I'm there because I stupidly left my lunch here last time. Alright. Why not? Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow when we continue more of the post game. And should be able to pick up the Smeargle and the Ursaring for sure. Probably the second last one. We'll kind of see how it goes. I'll probably start around the same time. Again, we'll kind of play it by ear, so if you're not on my Discord, you can find the link to that below the page that you're watching this on if you're watching it on my channel page, and that's usually the place where best to find those updates. In the meantime, though, thank you for watching, and as a certain Steven would say, let's meet back here tomorrow, shall we?